guys, welcome back to The Horror with your hostess with the mostest, Jonabelle, as always. Welcome back. So I watched a movie yesterday, one that I have not watched in many years, called Body Parts from 1991, starring Jeff Fahey, Brad Dourif's actually in this, Lindsay Duncan, so a couple of people in here and everything. I'm not sure how many of you have ever heard of this movie, have seen this movie. I remember I first saw this movie, it must have just hit cable, so probably the end of 91, sometime in 92-ish or so. Now this is a movie that I would not necessarily specify as horror per se, but I would say it definitely has horror elements. I would definitely classify this movie much more as a crime suspense thriller, I guess. But like I said, it has some horror elements in it. I know it was on, I watched this on HBO On Demand yesterday under their horror and sci-fi section. So like I said, it's got some level of horror elements, not necessarily a true straightforward horror movie. Basic storyline is that Jeff Fahey's character gets in a car accident, loses an arm, and they have an arm to attach to him. It's kind of experimental. Wow, slow down, Jenna. Hello. And then, things kind of start to ensue. He starts seeing visions and stuff. He actually comes to find out that the gentleman that he got the arm from, who had passed away, because it was not explained to him, who this person was, blah, blah. It was just stated that, someone had given their body over to, science or whatever to do whatever. So, hence he gets the arm. He then finds out that Brad Dourif has the other arm from this gentleman and all this, and someone else got, his legs. Come to find out, this gentleman actually was a convict. He was on death row. They executed him. Pretty much, I guess, the day that he had his accidents. That's why he gets the arm. Like I said, he starts getting visions and stuff and everything, and it's mainly due to this arm because the guy's convict, just total not a good guy in any aspect, no redeemable qualities. It's not even oh, he committed a crime, we can kind of forgive him. No, there's no forgivable thing about this guy. So yeah, just kind of him going around trying to stop this guy and everything, because come to realize that this guy's now kind of killing and everything. I don't want to spoil too much because, like I said, I don't know how many of you have actually seen this, but, so he's, Fahey's character is kind of trying to, stop this guy before he kills him and stuff, does anything to his family. I mean, it's a interesting little movie. It's not anything that, is my favorite or anything, but there's something about it that I appreciate, and I think it's because of the time, the era that this movie was released. Like I said, it came out in 91. And for any of you who remember, early to mid 90s, horror was totally considered dead. We were all kind of done with, the slashers of the 80s and everything. Freddy was already dead at this point. We were a couple of years away from Jason getting killed off and all that. Hadn't had anything from Halloween in many years. Wouldn't get anything from Halloween for a few more years and all this. So, there's something about this movie. I have to say, probably with a lot of early to mid 90s movies, as I feel a lot of you can kind of understand this and maybe kind of agree with, maybe, is that there's something very special about a lot of these movies, because I feel we're now really starting to appreciate a lot of those 90s movies, pre-Scream movies, where, you had a lot of them that were kind of influencing each other, trying to do sort of what this one did or that one did, but each one of these movies that were coming out, I feel was kind of bringing a little something to the table of their own, and that's, something that I really enjoy about this movie, Body Parts, is I feel there were other movies, kind of similar premises. I know Shocker is one of the first ones I think of. although it's, Shocker's a little bit different for those of you who have seen it and stuff. I'm not really going to go into it, but, I feel like it, when I was watching this last night or yesterday afternoon, I kind of was thinking a little bit of Shocker, but I was like, man, this one definitely has like its own little thing. It's what I really appreciate about this movie. And like I said, a lot of those early to mid 90s movies. I'm not going to necessarily say, like, hey, you guys, you need to go check this out. This is going to be one of those movies where I'm like, check it out if you'd like. Like I said, it's not, if you're looking for like a good horror movie, this is not a straightforward horror movie. It's got horror elements. I would say this is more of like, along the lines of, like, if you like something like RoboCop or something, like that sort of like crime and suspense type thriller type stuff. Although it's got action in it, but like I said, it's basically RoboCop with a horror element to it, a little bit of like a horror elements to it. So, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of like let you guys know, my thoughts about this movie because it literally, I watched it yesterday for the first time in, like I said, many, many years, probably a good 14 years or so. It's one that I kind of have always sort of remembered, like, especially like specific scenes, like one of the scenes you see like a bunch of like body parts that have already been kind of cut up to be accessible to go ahead and do emergency surgery and stuff. So little things like that, like images like that, have always kind of stuck with me. I mean, decent little movie. Brad Dourif, if anything, watch this for Brad Dourif because, once again, he does an amazing job in this movie. It's a pretty smaller part. I would say he's maybe in the movie a total of like maybe 20 minutes, if that. But like I said, it's worth at least watching Brad Dourif's role in this and everything. Decent little movie, like I said. I'm not going to necessarily say go out and check this movie out because I don't think it's quite for all of you. But definitely, check it out if you think you might be a little interested in seeing it. It's a little something different, especially too with all of us always saying like, all the movies we're getting, they're all the same, yada, yada, yada. If you want something a little different, watch Body Parts. Like I said, I watched it on HBO on demand. I know Amazon has it. You can rent it for like $3 if you really want to. But like I said, I think it's a decent little, movie to check out. So any of you who have actually seen this movie, let me know what you think of it. If you're kind of like, yeah, I kind of sort of enjoy it. No, I kind of hated it. Like, it was a stupid movie. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But till next time, you guys, as always, in case if I don't do a video tomorrow, I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe Halloween. And please, if you do any pranks or tricks or anything, be safe about it. Make sure nothing gets damaged and no one gets hurt. Okay, you guys, that's my little PSA. Because you know what? You guys know I love Halloween. Time for shenanigans, but have a safe one. Make sure everyone else is safe. Till next time, you guys, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.